decoding a customer mind, I talked about lot of personality because each individual is somewhere different from the other. But we can categorize them. First, you need to understand the personality of the person whom you are meeting. How you will understand the personality on the basis of data-driven psychology that you capture that data. So what happens whenever you go again, you will definitely think about it. So standardization and customization. Again, you are capturing the 5 senses of your target customer. So it is very important. If you have captured the 5 senses of your target customer, it is never going to be easy.
For a startup or a smaller companies with limited resources, again, I'm citing the same example which you mentioned. This Chinese manufacturer is a very small manufacturer, and they wanted to, expand this to the, say France. What would be the best step they can actually take forward other than learning the language? A very happy new year to you. And when we start this podcast, I'm pretty excited about the fact that after shooting 23 episodes, and that very moment when I was looking for a sales podcast, I didn't find, that one person who can give me the same psychology and the same mindset to talk about how these things work. There are few questions about it. Why do the top 20% of the salespeople make 80% of the money? What are they doing differently? Why are their clients not only buying once, but coming back time and again? When I first stepped into the world of market research, I never imagined I find myself in sales or business development. Sales is often seen as the art of persuasion, convincing someone to buy by giving them a reason to buy it. It's a role many shy away from, and opting for operations instead is the most common thing that they go with. Yet, if you think about it, when you are someone who go into an interview, you're selling yourself, you're selling your skills, you're selling your expertise, and a unique value that one gets a role and a position for. So why does not sales seems intimidating when you're already doing it in many ways? Those who know me well have heard me saying that if you can sell a comb to a bald man, you can sell anything. But is that all it takes? Does selling something that seems unnecessary makes you a great salesperson? These questions kept me thinking, and I realized that answer lies within the very act of understanding the customer's need. Today, to help us break this down, we have a very special guest on the first episode of season 2 of the Collaborative Canvas, Vibhor Asri. Vibhor is the author of Decoding Your Customer Mind, Persuade and Grow Rich, and Become a Master of Closing Sales. He is widely regarded as master of influence, persuasion, negotiations, and deal closing. But before we dive into the conversations, don't forget to hit subscribe, turn on your notifications so you don't miss out any of this episodes and of the upcoming episodes. Give us a like and share thought in the comment. We love hearing from you. Welcome, Vibhor.
Hello.
It's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you.
So, Vibhor, thank you for, first of all, sending me these 2 beautiful books, Become a Master of Closing Sales and Decoding Customer Mind. I think that's very much in the fact that when I read this book, there are a couple of questions that came to my mind. Okay. And when it comes to, decoding a customer mind is, I think, very crucial for any salesperson to understand. Whenever I approached my own sales techniques, I generally read through, what the client is all about, what is his requirement and how it works. So it's basically a psychology. And when I was actually, I wrote down a couple of questions here that, understanding that why element is definitely necessary.
Yes.
When you were writing this book, what research and what that element that you identified that would say that this is that psychology that would always hit the nail in the head? How do you find that? What is that one discovery that you do?
When I was doing research of this Decoding Your Customer Mind book, so there are many factors which were quite surprising. But one of the most important factor that I found very surprising was we all are like human robots. Okay, 90% decision that we are making every day is because of unconscious, or you can say subconscious mind. Because basically there are 3 kinds of, we said, mind divided into 3 minds. First is conscious mind, second is subconscious mind, and the third is unconscious mind. Unconscious mind is like what you are dreaming. Okay, and subconscious mind is like half of your conscious and half of your unconscious. Okay, so subconscious mind is taking care of most of the decisions that we are making every day, right from waking up in the morning till we are going back in the bed to the in the night. So all these decisions that we are making, 90%, because we can't focus our energy, our time in making each and every decision, whether it's a small, like just taking the best route to the office, or what to eat in the breakfast. Okay, so these so many decisions that we are making every day. In fact, we are making thousands of decisions every day. We are not aware of it. So these decisions are taken care by subconscious mind. So I give you example, like when we start driving the car, learning to drive the car. So first of all, it's a conscious mind. It makes us a lot of uncomfortable that we have to take care of all these things like changing gears, okay, accelerator, brake, everything, taking care of here and there, that while learning to drive the car. But slowly, after 1 month, it becomes
And you
very
become a
easy.
pro.
Yeah. So it's because it is registered in your subconscious mind. Now your subconscious mind is taking care of all these things. And while you're listening to music, you're talking to your friends. Okay. So how we are able to do this thing? Because we are programmed robot. Okay. And I can say it's like a human robot. We are human robots, and we all are programmed. And how we are programmed? Right from the beginning, right from our childhood, where we lived, where we studied, what kind of friends we were having. So everything what we are doing, whatever are our experiences, they are registered in our mind, and they are helping us to make the right decision for us, so that it takes less effort to do many things. Okay, this is the first thing. So if I know your programs, so it becomes easy for me to persuade you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just need to understand your programs, understand your personality. So decoding a customer mind, I talked about a lot of personalities, because each individual is somewhere different from the other, but we can categorize them on the basis of few factors. Okay, and then it becomes easy for me to understand your programs. So how you're going to make decision, what you're going to do. And once I learn your programs, once I learn your psychology, it becomes easy for me to persuade you, to do things that I want you to do.
This is more again, the fact is that, we're collecting data.
Yeah.
It's more of data-driven psychology.
Data-driven psychology, right. Second thing that I found very surprising was the major decision that we are making. Okay, it's because of our primal emotions. What are primal emotions? These are the raw emotions. These are the emotions that we will never accept in public. But we buy emotionally, but justify logically. So that others will not consider us as a kind of stupid or selfish or some kind. Because we are living in a civilized society. Okay. So these primal emotions, these raw emotions, they are helping us to make big decisions, but we are not ready to admit it. If you're making any decision, if you're giving me some order, some business, and I say you gave me order because of this reason, maybe you will not accept it, because it is very raw emotion or very primal emotion. I have discussed about a few of these emotions, okay, in this book. So, but you will justify logically, because we are living, because we are social animals. Okay, so we are living in a society, so we have to behave according to the society. But the decisions why we are choosing this option, not that option, is because of our primal emotions that sometimes we are not even ready to admit ourselves. It can be dark. Okay, so these two findings were very surprising for me that I mentioned in this book.
And we talked about data-driven strategies. I mean, those are the psychology that, even when we go and we find, say, customer, and we wanted to know what he does and what she's doing, or, we try to understand their behavior over, certain point of time before we actually identify that problem. So as a salesperson, when we, go with the data-driven strategies into marketing or any other industry, can you share a successful example, where you've employed these strategies, where you've cap the data, and then you have, developed something, and then you have probably taught somebody, or you've done it in your life?
So there are a lot of examples, because in fact I mentioned a lot of factors that because my career started as a B2B, B2B selling. So we need to understand, because we are not dealing with a company, we are dealing with the people in the company. Okay, we are dealing with the individuals, a group of individuals. So everybody is different according to his role in the organization. Then there are other factors that we have to take care of, and then all this data we try to collect. Okay, and this data help us when we are trying to meet that person. Okay, it helps us in customizing our communication. It helps us in saying the right words at the right time, okay, at the right place. All these things help us in our communication. Okay.
And so it is also actually helping us build that kind of a skill.
Yes, and it is helping us in building rapport with that person. Because see, when I talk about influence and persuasion, it is quite different from building a relationship.
Correct.
So in generally, you have seen in the companies, they are building relationships. Salespeople are building first relationship with the prospective customer, and then they are going to pitch it. So it takes some time to build relationship. But when it comes to influence and persuasion, our job is to build rapport right from the beginning and try to close the deals as fast as possible. So it's like a skill set. So for that, we need to collect a lot of data. We need the moment I meet some customer, okay, so just because of his communication skills, just because of his body language, I try to identify what kind of personality he's having. Okay, then there are a lot of personalities registered in my mind. So it's again, it is done by my subconscious mind. I am not doing it because I have practiced it, and my subconscious mind is trying to identify the other person's behavior patterns, and second, then to communicate accordingly. It's just like if I'm a Chinese and you are a French guy, and I have to sell something, I am having the best product, but I speak only Chinese and you understand only French. So if I speak Chinese and try to sell my product, you will not buy because you will not be able to understand. So I need to understand your language first. I need to learn your language first and then communicate in your language. Same thing happens in this data-driven psychology. So I need to understand your subconscious language. Okay. So I need to speak in that same language. How you're accepting the communication. Because there are a lot of skepticism. Okay. There are a lot of barriers. So first of all, I have to lower your guard to take my message, because people generally try to avoid salespeople. Okay. And there is a lot of resistance. So we have to lower that resistance. So and simultaneously we have to build our value. So these things are all happening simultaneously at the same time. But for first, you need to understand the personality of the person whom you are meeting.
That's very good.
But how you will understand that personality? On the basis of data-driven psychology, that you have collected that data. Okay. So, and from where you collect this data? You will collect from various sources. You can collect that data from that person's some magazine interviews, from his office, from colleagues, okay, from his website, okay. And then when you're meeting that person, lot of things he will convey directly or indirectly. But his body language is always speaking.
Yeah.
So that body language we need to understand, and then we need to communicate accordingly.
And I think, since I was thinking about, what practical strategies that we can actually go with, quite an impactful thought about, the Chinese and the French example that you gave. Considering it does happen in the market, a lot of international organizations moving to other countries to sell their product, and they're trying different avenues to it. They probably hire somebody who speaks the same language. But at the end of the day, it is all about building that relationship, because as what I initially mentioned, that 80% of the money is only made by the 20% of the salespeople, because they understand those psychological behavior. Your book also mentioned about, those practical strategies around, how to implement this into the business. For a startup or a smaller companies with limited resources, again, I'm citing the same example which you mentioned. This Chinese manufacturer is a very small manufacturer, and they wanted to, expand this to the, say France. what would be the best step they can actually take forward other than learning the language?
Spend time with your market. Define your ideal customer. Try to record all the factors and try to make a sketch of that ideal customer. And then start spending time with your ideal market. The more time you spend with your target market, your ideal customer, the more you understand. It's just like if I give you an example, like if you've heard about method acting. So method acting is basically, for example, like in Hollywood, Robert De Niro, Al Pacino. So these guys are called method actors. So what is method acting? Basically, before start playing that role in the movie, they start spending time living as a character at the same time. For example, Robert De Niro's movie was Taxi Driver. So he started spending time living as a taxi driver so that he can understand how they feel the whole day. So because it helps him. So when he's playing that character in the movie, it helps him. The factor is congruence. What you're saying and what your body is saying, it should match each other. Similarly, you're talking about startups and small businesses. So instead of spending time at office, instead of spending time with your investors, it is better that you spend time with your market. Then you will it will help you in 2-3 ways. First, you will come up with the right product. Okay, you will understand, because you have understood that market, you will come up with the right product which will directly hit to the, you can say, subconscious mind or triggers that programs, and they will buy your product. Second thing, your message will be helping you in building immediate rapport with that market. So and third, it will help you in closing those deals fast. Okay, and I can say in other way also, like standardization, like you say, Chinese company is going to find. So I give you example like McDonald's. They are all over the world. Okay, so they are following standardization practice. Like you will get the same experience wherever you go. Wherever you go, you will get
just the food
experience.
menu may be
the
different.
Food menu will be different, because if you are in an Indian market, you will have some different varieties. But their ambience, their way of communication, their way of working, you will find. So you will expect the same experience. Okay. The opposite of this is customization. Okay. So customization is where you are reading your target market and you're customizing your product or your services or the entire company according to that customer or that person. So he will again get a very good experience. He will remember that experience. For example, you are going to stay in a hotel. So before that staying, you book that hotel, and next week you're going to stay in that hotel in different city. So they send you like a short questionnaire. What are your preferences? What do you like? Okay. So it's like a 1 or 2 word answer that they ask for the 15-20 questions, and they ask to reply in 1 or 2 word answer. Okay. And you forward. And next week when you reach there and you found that everything you are experiencing is according to your taste. Okay. Right from the perfume, right from the newspaper that you love to read, your choice newspaper, then your favorite TV program.
They basically customize as per your requirement.
According to you. So what happens, whenever you go again, you will definitely think about that hotel. So standardization and customization, again, you're capturing the 5 senses of your target customer. So it is very important. If you have captured the 5 senses of your target customer, he is never going to leave you.
Yeah, I think in the current modern world, we have internet.
Yeah.
And we call it a cookie policy to be accepted.
Yeah.
So we know what preferences they are, and accordingly we show those ads onto, probably Amazon or Facebook, and that's how people are, remembering that, this is what their preferences were, and that is why they're seeing the same ad.
Yeah, because in tech companies, it's very easy because they are having very sophisticated technologies like AI, machine learning, and this is because what content they are suggesting, like in Facebook, YouTube. So that is, they are completely reading you every time. Okay. And then Netflix is there. Okay. They are suggesting movies according to your past behavior. So for big tech companies, they are doing it. They are already doing it. But if you're talking about startup and small companies, they have to do it manually. They have to capture your data and then record that data in their CRM or any software, even a spreadsheet. They can do it and then give you that kind of experience that you always want.
That kind of a personalized experience.
So it can be customized or it can be standardized.
Yeah.
In both ways.
And the other book, I was talking about this as well when I was reading that, it does mention, become the master of closing sales.
Right.
And closing sales is not something that, you just do with a click. You probably have to pursue a lot of question and answer sessions. You have to understand your customer centricity mind that needed to be done. What specific example out of the book that is your most favorite one that you can talk about where understanding customer psychology in the sales cycle would help any salesperson close the deal sooner?
One of the techniques that I always tell salespeople to follow right from the beginning, which I think is really very important, is what I call belief close. Belief close means your customer is very smart. Don't act smart in front of your customer. You have to be sincere instead of smart. Okay.
Yeah.
Show your sincerity. They are not looking for your smartness. Okay. Now what happens, even I have experienced a lot of time that recently also I visited one car showroom. Again, I found the same thing that I used to tell. Okay. What you're pitching to your customer and what you're having, it can't be different.
Exactly.
Suppose you are selling X brand car and you are driving Y brand car. So if in case customer see you somewhere that you are driving Y brand, or maybe he came to know that you are having different brand and you are selling different brand. So customer is always noticing. Unconsciously you can say, or maybe he tried to find out, but he will come to know that what you are selling and what you are using. So it means there is a lack of belief. If I am having the belief in my product, so I will be the first person to buy and use that product. And then only I will sell to my customer.
Exactly.
So you can see this example, like you have seen MLM companies, multi-level marketing companies, for example, Amway, Herbalife. So what they are doing, they are using the same product themselves and then they are selling the same product to the customer. So basically if they are selling some kind of herbal tea, so they are drinking that tea in front of customer.
They're actually selling experiences.
Yeah, they're selling experience. They say they have complete faith in that product. They believe in that product. It's not that they are using different product and selling because they have to sell it. Not only the sake of selling. They have a complete conviction about that product. So customer is buying your conviction. So that belief, that conviction is very important in your overall doing, in your overall, not just your body language, whatever you're doing in front of customer. Customer is buying everything. Customer is looking everything. Then only he will buy. Or
I think that the one thing that you mentioned, that they don't try to act smart with them.
Yeah.
Because of course, if you're very sensible, if you're sharing their experiences, and that's why we take feedbacks, the questions, they're open-ended questions, you ask everything to them. So of course, the customer needs something, and if you are able to facilitate them, it's easier for them to close deals back and back. Right. I think you talked about that psychology and behavior in both of those books, and I believe sales professionals can actually leverage this aspect of psychological insights. But how can they build a long-term relationship? I mean, considering that they sold one product, customer liked it, it goes on and on, but not necessarily they stick to one place every time. Sales professionals, right. The company might get that customer back and back, on a regular basis. What if this salesperson leaves and joins some other company in the same competition or the competitor company? Will he be able to be successful like the way he was? And if yes, what could be determining factors in that case?
The first thing is salesperson is selling himself or herself. Okay. So you're not representing your company. First of all, you are representing yourself. Okay. So when you're meeting the customer, so you are building that bond, building that rapport. Okay. So you should be, there are 3-4 things that you need to take care of whenever you're meeting your customer. First, who is the biggest enemy of your salespeople or marketing? You can say it's clutter. People are so many things, they are occupied so much, they are so busy. To take attention of your customer is becoming challenging. Second thing is building trust. Lack of trust is the second enemy of customer. So if in any way customer found that you are not reliable, that you are not trustworthy, so even if you are representing one of the best companies, so there will be a communication gap, there will be a trust gap, you can say. Okay, so you have to sell yourself wherever you go, so that the customer will remember you. Okay, third thing, because I always talk about influence and person. It's not to be nice. It's not like people are buying you because of you are nice. It's because you are different from others. Okay, right from building rapport, right from applying techniques, right from up to closing. Okay, you are different. You're going with your own USP. Okay, you're different from the people whom they have met before. Okay, so in this way, so either they can love you or they can hate you, but they can't ignore you. Okay, so that should be the philosophy when you're meeting your any prospective customer. So now you have already built relationship, you have already sold products, and again you're going, and again maybe you're shifting changing the company and going to your competitor. So again, customer first point of contact was you. Okay, he will always remember you because you're not dealing with a company. Your client is also a group of individuals, so they remember you, they know you. So you are having a personal connection, and because you're trustworthy, and because of these factors, that psychology, you were able to connect with him very fast as compared to other salespeople. So they have a subconscious bonding, you can say. Okay, so now you have become no more a Chinese guy, you have become a French guy. So you are having the same bonding, so he will remember people, not for. And the third thing, capture customers' 5 senses. It's not just for the company, it's for the salesperson to cap. 5 senses means there are only 5 ways to take any input in our brain is like a computer. So whatever, it's like Jigo that we say, garbage in, garbage out. So what you are learning, whatever we are making decisions, it's because of what input we are getting. So if you're able to control these 5 senses of the customer through your I've shared examples how we try to capture the data and how we use it for our use. So customer will remember, customer will not forget you wherever you go.
Of course, that's entirely the brand perception that you've created. And the sales is also known for that, the centricity that he has created for the client.
Yourself, you are a brand. Okay, never think about, don't sell yourself short. Okay,
makes sense.
You represent your own self as a brand. If you're a salesperson, you should think like you're the CEO of the company, whichever company you are representing. Because we say that, like in hunting, we say we eat what we kill. So in the same thing in sales, we only earn what we sell. So you, at the end, we as a salesperson, we are representing company. Whatever we are selling, that money, sales is the only department which is bringing money to the company. All other departments are somehow involved in expenses. So
that reminds me of a conversation I had earlier during my sales conversations with the organizations, that the sales would bring money, operations would run the show. If both of them don't work, then it is fruitless. It doesn't have anything. Well, thank you so much, Vibhor. It was such an insightful conversation and get to know more about your books, and I think people should read those books. And specifically, my favorite is, the Become a Master of Closing Sales, because it got a lot of examples there that, if you just try implementing it, you would get to know how you can actually close the sales. Ladies and gentlemen, what an insightful and powerful conversation with Vibhor Asri. We have covered so much today, from decoding the mind of the customer to mastering the art of closing sales. Vibhor has truly given us some incredible tools and strategies, and one of my favorite is the French and the Chinese example. And these can transform the way we approach not just sales, but how we connect with people on a deeper level. For those of you eager to drive this further with Vibhor's teaching, whether it's by reading his books, which again, decoding of your customer mind, persuade and grow rich and become a master of closing sales, or by joining one of his transformative workshops. The links are right in the description box below. Don't miss out on this opportunity to take your sales game to the next level. Thank you so much, Vibhor, for sharing and having
Thank you,
these kind
Hitesh.
of an expertise with us and these conversations, and to our listeners. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment to let us know what resonated most with you in this episode. Until next time, the collaborative canvas, keep learning, keep growing, and keep collaborating.